Welcome back everyone to Live World Snooker.tv, and this is the last first round match in this Antwerp Open to take to the table. There's Judd, the defending champion. He was involved in one of the great finals I think we've ever seen in this tournament last year when he beat Ronnie O'Sullivan 4-3 in next to no time. Both players were at the peak of their powers or close to it, and what they produced was a mini classic. Today, well, he starts off against Passakorn Suwannawat from Thailand.
Thank you. It's best of 7 first frame. Judd to break.
We've had something of a history of repeat success in continental PTCs. Mark Selby comes to mind, and also Neil Robertson, who's won back-to-back in Poland. So will Trump do the double in Belgium? Suwannawat obviously is the underdog, but he won't be any pushover. As always, attacking Judd. That's what makes him such an entertaining player to commentate on and to watch. When he's at his best, he's absolutely superb. Just about enough room past the pink.
One.
And the first ball of the match is spotted by the Thai. He's 26 years of age, turned professional originally 6 years ago. And last season was his best. Reached the final qualifying round of the Shanghai Masters. And also the quarter-final of a Players Tour Championship event in Germany.
Touching ball.
Touching ball here. Only safety is a viable option. Yes, Passakorn Suwannawat, he qualified for the main tour again last season by winning the 2011 Asian Championship, overcoming India's Aditya Mehta 6-2 in the final. And he actually reached the World Amateur Championship final in 2007 before losing out to his fellow Thai, Acuerate Mahiti. So you can tell from that CV that he can play a little, and so far Trump just can't get going. Two reds missed from distance, both undercut. Oh, but what a blunder there. Now, if he hasn't left a red, with the pack having split like this, Suwannawat has been really, really fortunate. Now, there is one there. The red closest to the pink goes in. And what a good early chance for Trump.
Five.
You saw a brief glimpse there of Passakorn Suwannawat always reminds me of a fellow Thai who's a sportsman in a completely different field. If you follow your golf, you might know what I'm talking about here. There's a Thai lad called Misawat who plays on the Asian Tour predominantly. And they look very similar.
12.
Golfer and snooker player. Many technical characteristics shared between those sports, one of which is that it's vital to keep your head down on the shot. Also to deliver either
18.
cue or club as straight as you possibly can. And for the most part, Trump does both of those gloriously.
$25. 26. 33. 34.
Knew he was going to make contact with that red. Okay, the positive is that he's removed an awkward red from the side cushion, but recovery pot required here. Oh yes, and missing the ball colours, that was the main thing for him positionally.
2.
And now, nicely on the pink, this has to be regarded as a frame-winning chance.
$48.
Well, that was very surprising indeed. Chose to take the middle of the two reds, clearly because it availed him ideal position on the blue. Wasn't the easiest pot, but even so, shouldn't have missed it.
One.
So, what a bonus this is for Suwannawat, who comes back to the table 40 behind, but with all of the colours on their spots and all of the reds out in the open.
Three. Four.
That miss, though, was frankly unforgivable. And you would assume, heavily assume, he won't get another opportunity to redeem himself.
One.
Just before the match began, I was just taking a peek at the world rankings, and Judd Trump has got every chance, with a good finish to 2012, to overtake Mark Selby at the top. The gap was substantial at the start of the season, not anymore.
15.
And the first frame definitely will fall to the left-hander.
Two. 23. Five. 26.
Look at that for a classy shot.
35.
It looks great, but you know, early on in a match, indeed, on a day when he could play 3 matches, don't want to damage your tip with an exhibition shot.
Tom, 38, and frame number 1.
Good frame from Trump. Okay, he missed the red, he should have potted, but breaks of 48 and 38 have quickly and decisively given him a 1-0 lead over Passakorn Suwannawat in this first round match in the Antwerp Open here in Belgium. If you're just joining us on liveworldsnooker.tv today, welcome and thanks for your support. This is going to be a tremendous event, as it was last year when Trump lifted the trophy. All first round matches are now either underway or complete. The vast majority of them are in the books, by the way. If Trump comes through this, which is overwhelmingly likely, he will play either Jamie O'Neill or Jack Lazowski in the last 64. Lazowski leading that one by 3 frames to 1, and that should be a really interesting affair because, if you don't know already, Trump and Lazowski, both from the West Country, moved to Essex to further their professional snooker careers, to get better practice in superb facilities down at the Grove against top quality opposition, and they decided to share a flat together. So the 2 flatmates and firm friends could be actually doing battle in the next round. Other scores to tell you about. Stuart Carrington leads Phil
2.
Barnes 3-2. Dechuot
Passakorn
Poomjang,
Suwannawat,
who is Suwannawat's fellow Thai, he leads Fergal O'Brien 3-2. Jeff Cundy from Scunthorpe in England, he's 3-2 up on the 1997 world champion Ken Doherty. It's 2-1 for Tom Ford over Mark Joyce, and 3-1 for Martin Gould over Christopher Keoghan. And so within the hour, or certainly within the next couple of hours, all of the first round matches will be over. Our next match, by the way, here on liveworldsnooker.tv, which will come up at around, well, 10-15 minutes after the end of this one. It's going to be Luca Bressel from right here in Belgium against Stuart Bingham, last season's Australian Open champion. Another one to look forward to.
One. Six. 7.
Actually, to get you a little more update with one score I gave you, Tom Ford actually now leads Mark Joyce 3-1, and it looks like being a 4-1 victory for the man from Leicester.
Passakorn Suwannawat 7.
Well, Suwannawat needs to tighten up, doesn't he? If he doesn't, his trip to Belgium will be severely curtailed.
One.
Confirmation that Tom Ford has just beaten Mark Joyce 4-1. Well, he tried to go into the bunch as we all thought he would. Just a little too wide.
7.
When a ball is so deeply in the jaws of a pocket like that, it really is tough to judge.
Judd 7.
And that kind of shot, when you're going over a large amount of green baize to pot a ball down the side cushion, never easy. At least Suwannawat has done no damage in terms of leaving anything on. I can confirm, by the way, that his compatriot Dechuad Poomjang has beaten Fergal O'Brien 4-2. Interesting, actually, that Trump, from distance so far, every time he's missed, it's been just undercutting. Slightly, but undercutting nevertheless.
One. Sorry, foul.
Oh, well.
Judd 4.
That was unfortunate. To take the cue ball into the middle pocket at that angle, you can't really legislate for that. And this time, Trump misses again, but overcuts. Maybe an alignment overcompensation. It's going to be a busy end to the year for Judd Trump. Next weekend they all jet off to the International Championship, the inaugural event in Chengdu, China. Massive world ranking tournament that is, in terms of both prize money and world ranking points. In fact, there's never been a bigger ranking event held outside of the United Kingdom. £625,000 the total purse, and the ranking points on offer are equal to that of the UK Championship. Trump returns from China. There's a PTC event in Bulgaria to think about. Also one in Scotland before Christmas. And he's got the defence of his UK Championship title at the start of December. Throw into the mix his continued efforts in the Premier League. You have to think he's going to be one of the favourites for the title there. And before the annual festivities, he's going to play an awful lot of snooker. We're not fully firing yet.
One. Six. Seven. Fourteen. $15.
When James Wattener came on the scene in the late 80s, won the World Amateur Championship in Sydney, Australia, and then took the professional game by storm, there was a massive explosion of interest in snooker within Thailand. Lots of pro events out there. Many clubs in the big cities. Oh,
Passakorn Suwannawat, 15.
another black mist off its spot. And we all assumed that Wattener would be the first of many world-class players to emerge from the land of smiles. Not so. Other players have had success, limited success on the tour. Thepchairan Nu, world amateur champion, but nothing on the scale of what Wattener achieved, winning world ranking events, invitation tournaments, and climbing to a career best third in the world rankings. So what we thought was a guaranteed production line of world-class Thai talent hasn't materialised, as yet anyway. Now I just wonder, what about China? Everyone's saying within 20 years they're going to take over the game in terms of playing personnel. Maybe that's going to be the case.
17.
But here's a cautionary tale. Ding Junhui broke through when he won the China Open in 2005 as an 18-year-old. Since then, bear in mind, 7 years,
24.
have they produced another world ranking event winner, apart from Ding himself? No.
5.
So although it's overwhelmingly likely that China will produce many, many world beaters in the years to come, as yet, apart from Ding, none has emerged.
82. $33. 40. 41.
Looks like a very good angle to get into the two reds, and he needs to because Trump 30 ahead, so the black would make it 37. One more red required. Oh. Positional cannon judged to perfection.
48. 49. 56.
Well, shouldn't really have any positional ambition here, just roll in the red, make absolutely sure of the frame. Well, that's I think what he tried to do,
56.
and he missed it
Frame number
nevertheless. But even though he's only 45 behind with 35 on, 3 snookers needed, 1 red left, always gives you the option of a free ball. Passakorn Suwannawat concedes, and so Judd Trump with breaks of 48 and 38 in the first frame and 56 in the second takes a 2-0 lead, halfway towards a place in the last 64 of this Antwerp Open. Okay, then in between frames, let me give you the very latest that's going on around this arena. Well, Martin Gould is now a 3-2 up on Christopher Keoghan, and it's 3-3 Ken Doherty against Jeff Cundy. As I said a little while ago, we're almost at the stage where the first round is going to be complete. If you were with us before this match began, you will have seen what I thought was a really entertaining contest between Ding Junhui and Sean Murphy. Ding coming through by 4 frames to 2, and he now plays Matt Selt from England in the last 64.
Judd Trump the break.
In the bottom half of the draw, which is being predominantly played today, some really interesting second round contests shaping up. Alan McManus against Mark Williams, Graham Dott against Andrew Higginson. And just to repeat our next match here on the main match table, which is Belgium's own Luca Bressel against Stuart Bingham. And at this rate, those two better start getting their cue out of their cases, because Judd Trump steaming on. Good angle on the black to go into the reds, it seems, should he so choose. You get the impression this match will be over fairly sharpish. Terrible kick encountered there, though, took all of the pace out of the cue ball, and that's why he's short on the loose red on the right hand side of the bunch he played for. I think that sorts things out, though, don't you? What a shot. Impudence.
Well,
The black pretty much out of commission at the moment.
13.
But the bulk colours are all there. So is the pink to a certain degree. And the blue right now will be Trump's best friend. You might have seen from that angle that the pink won't go past the yellow into the
18.
left-hand bulk pocket as we're looking at the table.
$19.
Here's Trump just taking a look and realising what we already knew. And encountering a rather fierce bounce off the top cushion there didn't help.
$25.
But that does. The pink goes to the green pocket, no problem at all. And after he's potted this, he'll get it back on its own spot, back into the business end of the table. Doesn't like the angle though.
$29.
Now here we see the ambidextrous skills of Judd Trump.
30.
Should he have played that right-handed? Just didn't get hold of the cue ball, did he? Well, that was positionally unlucky.
35.
To come through the gap there between the first and the second red of the three. Any kind of contact and he would have been carrying on the break, surely. As it is, I think it's break over.
Judd Trump, 35.
Well, if Trump does come through, he definitely will play his flatmate Jack Lazowski, because Jack has beaten Jamie O'Neill 4-1. You look at the side on that. Not just to pot the red, but to avoid collisions on the way back up the table. Well, again, choosing to play right-handed. Of course, the positional aspect of that shot was a lot more simple than the one he attempted before on the blue. And now from here, 3-0 should be pretty much a certainty.
12. $13. $18. 90.
Tried to squeeze past the extreme edge of that red rather than make contact with it. No problem anyway, though.
24.
Trump 60 in front as he consults the scoreboard. 59 on the table.
$32. 33.
Well, another incredible bounce off the side cushion there. That's 2 or 3 we've seen in the match so far.
Judd from 33. And frame number 3.
Passakorn Suwannawat remains in his chair. Judd Trump remains in total command of the match. He's leading by 3 frames to 0. 1 more needed for a place in round 2 of the Antwerp Open. Other matches currently in progress. Well, Mitchell Mann, the amateur from Birmingham, he leads Liang Wenbo, China's number 2, by 3 frames to 1. Jeff Cundy and Ken Doherty are 3-3, but Doherty is on a break of 79 to open the scoring in the deciding frame. Only 1 red left, and so the former world champion will go through to the second round to take on Scott Donaldson from Scotland. And Martin Gould, the last time I told you, was having trouble shaking off Christopher Keoghan, the amateur. Well, that remains so, because Gould, who led 3-1 there, has been pegged back to 3-2. And there's nothing in it at the start of frame number 6.
Frame number 4.
A couple of second round matches have
Passakorn
begun.
Suwannawat break.
Welshman Andrew Paget, who qualified for the Crucible a couple of years back, he leads Robbie Williams 1-0. And Alan Taylor, he's 1-0 down to Norway's number 1, Kurt Mafflin. What a shot again that was. Not just the pot, but the way he controlled the cue ball. Beautiful. Found the gap off the top cushion, perfectly on the black.
$8. 9. 16.
Now, does a red go to the middle pocket? No. He would be looking at this one if it did. Oh, just beautiful. And Trump has held the cue ball as well, just about. But he didn't manage to hold the cue ball on that occasion. A red will still pot. But this kind is never easy. Oh.
22.
Well done. Trump missed one like that into the opposite top pocket on a break of 48 in the first frame.
27.
There's a chasm of 86 places between these two in the world rankings. As I've told you, Trump is number 2, Suwannawat number 88. And there's that old snooker cliche, the rankings don't lie. Well,
75.
on occasion they do. But not on this occasion, it seems.
Judd from 35.
Not easy with the cue ball so close to the side cushion, but it was a ball I think everyone expected him to get. And had it gone in, almost certainly frame and match to Trump. As it is, just a little bit of hope for Suwannawat.
One. Six. Seven.
Well, not bad, that. Okay, hampered queuing for the pink to the middle pocket, but even so, it's only mildly hampered. I can confirm, by the way, that Ken Doherty did beat Jeff Cundy. It's now officially a 4-3 win for the Irishman. So just this match and 2 other first round contests to finish off.
Fourteen. Twenty-one. 22. 29. 30.
The blue to take Suwannawat level in the frame. This is his highest break of the match so far already. Hit that a little too thick though, even though it went into the pocket, and that's why he's short on the red he played for. Cutting back into a blind pocket, this is missable.
Well, I
thought he was taking on the red to the middle pocket there. Didn't realise the red would go past the blue. He skewed it well. And now, the whitewash, which looked inevitable at one point,
43.
could well be averted.
44. 51. $52.
Now 24 ahead, Suwannawat. That means he still needs both of the awkward reds. Nicely in behind the last red. But even though this is really close to the middle pocket, don't take it for granted. The entrance to these middle bags, really tight. Oh, just about. I thought it was going to catch the far jaw and stay on the table. Just about flopped in. Well, given the way the match had gone, this has been a very good break indeed from Suwannawat.
69.
The highest of the contest.
$71. $74. $78.
Not quite enough for a century, which is a pity because this has been a really good effort.
83. $89.
Well done, Passakorn Suwannawat. Judd Trump isn't the only one who's providing entertainment for this Belgian snooker crowd. Trump leading by 3 frames to 1, but when he was 35 points to 0 ahead in frame 4, a whitewash looked pretty much on the cards. But he missed a red with the cue ball close to the side cushion, awkwardly close, and Suwannawat did the rest. 96 clearance, under the circumstances, top draw. So what about those other 2 outstanding first round matches that I was telling you about? Well, Mitchell Mann still 3-1 up on Liang Wenbo. Liang 37 ahead, I think it is. No, he's not. He's 8 points behind. With green, brown, blue, pink and black on the table in the 5th frame. So Mann has the chance there to claim quite a notable scalp. Right at the bottom of the draw, it's Martin Gould against Christopher Keoghan. Gould leading 3-2 there. But Keoghan 48 points ahead with 1 red left in frame 6. So barring an extraordinary escape from Gould, that one is going to go 3-3. The amateur coming back from 3-1 down. We've got a number of second round matches just starting out now. Ding Junhui has taken the first frame against Matt Selt. Neil Robertson, who you might have seen here on liveworldsnooker.tv earlier this morning, recording a 4-0 win over an amateur. Well, Robertson has taken a 1-0 lead over the Welshman Daniel Wells. Kurt Mafflin leads Alan Taylor 1-0. Ivan van Veldhoven, one of Belgium's finest ever players, even though he never turned professional. He's involved in the first frame against Thapchai Anu. And Welshman Andrew Paget leads Robbie Williams 2-0 now. Yes, Robertson beat Joe Steele from England 4-0 this morning, and it really was the quintessential David and Goliath clash. But in this one, Goliath steamrolled David. I think it's really good that they have these amateur qualifiers in the couple of days before the tournament begins for real. But sometimes the amateurs who come through, well, they're like lambs to the slaughter against the top players. And Mr. Steele was against Neil Robertson 3 or 4 hours ago. Trump now will be even more determined to finish this one off as quickly as he possibly can. He knows he should already be putting his feet up, metaphorically. But if Suwannawat can win this one, all of a sudden Trump will start to feel under a little bit of pressure.
One.
Well, the referee just moved the pink with a hand there. I don't know what that's all about. Surely she's going to put it back. The pink visibly moved as she put the marker in there.
Passakorn Suwannawat 8.
Just when he seemed to have a little bit of momentum, Suwannawat giving it away with that miss.
One.
Well, it worked for Trump before, i.e. breaking up the reds from a red. It's not normally the way to go, though. You take a risk by doing that. And this time the risk has backfired. Can confirm, by the way, that Chris Keoghan has gone 3-3 with Martin Gould.
Judd trump 1.
Well, there wasn't a great deal he could do there in terms of total containment of Suwannawat. Realised that if he put the cue ball in this left-hand corner of the table, okay, he would leave reds, but nothing easy. If he takes this on, it really is a pressure ball. That was a really good pot, and a little unfortunate that the pink has stopped the cue ball pretty much on the baulk line, meaning that this yellow has to be respected.
Three. Four.
Well, a really good victory to tell you about for Mitchell Mann, the amateur from Birmingham, England, who's beaten China's Liang Wenbo by 4 frames to 1. Not the first amateur to prevail over one of the game's better-known players this morning. James Cahill from England beat Rob Milkins, his fellow countryman, 4-3.
Seven. 12. 17. 18.
Well, the way that Suwannawat played that shot tells us the black goes comfortably. And it looks like the plan to follow. So what looked like a breeze for Judd Trump at 3-0 might turn out to be 3-2 in a few moments. Well, I think Suwannawat there, realising he could get through to a red directly, took that one on, eliminated any risk with the plant.
$33. 34.
'I was telling you that when Suwannawat reached the final qualifying round of the Shanghai Masters last season, he beat several fine cueists. Most notable in that number was the 6 times world champion Steve Davis.
49. 50.
And if the black goes in here, he will have been responsible for the two highest breaks of the match.
Seven. 8.
Just slightly got into the cue ball too much, but he's now 65 points ahead with only 59 on the table. So as it stands, Trump needs a couple of snookers. I think if the black goes in, Trump won't bother coming back to the table. He might not anyway.
Sixty-five. 66.
'Just looking a little concerned. Suwannawat beginning to thunder them in.
$73. 74.
I must admit I haven't seen him play a great deal, but what I have seen, the last couple of frames have been the best back-to-back I've witnessed from Passakorn Suwannawat.
$81. 82.
'Well, if he makes a century from here, every credit.
87.
'And a century now seems likely.
90. 92.
'And I think the last couple of frames just serve to underline the current strength and depth in professional snooker. Bear in mind,
5.
Passakorn Suwannawat currently stationed at 88th in the world rankings.
99. 104. 110. 117.
Fantastic stuff
Passakorn
from
Suwannawat.
the tie. Passakorn Suwannawat 117 clearance, following a 96 clearance in the previous frame. The way he started off the match, you would have assumed Trump would win this 4-0, all hands down, all day. Not so now. Trump not guaranteed even to win by any score, because Passakorn Suwannawat is playing really nicely, and he's back to trailing only 3-2. How quickly a match can change. Action going on all around this Antwerp arena. Predominantly now their second round matches taking place. Neil Robertson has taken the first frame from Daniel Wells. Matt Selt and Ding Junwei. Well, Ding won the first. Selt has just equalised. Kurt Mafflin has quickly taken a 3-0 lead over Alan Taylor. It's also 3-0 for Andrew Paget over Robbie Williams. Simon Bedford has taken the first frame from Tiang Penfei from China.
Frame number 6.
It's 2-0 for Thepchaya Unu, one of Passakorn Suwannawat's fellow countrymen. 2-0 for him over Ivan van Veldhoven from Belgium. And the match we've been mentioning for quite some time now, Martin Gould against Christopher Kyogen, still in the early stages of the deciding frame. And it's Kyogen, who was 3-1 down there, who leads by 18 points to 5. Well, all of a sudden, Trump looking a wee bit vulnerable.
One.
Yes, undercutting a red from distance. That's been a common feature of his game. Certainly in the first couple of frames he was doing that on a regular basis.
Eight. Nine. Sixteen. 17. Twenty-four.
Of course, if Suwannawat can get back to 3-3, then I suppose the pendulum of pressure might shift a little, because he would then have high expectations. Maybe it's already shifted.
Passakorn Suwannawat, 24.
I think though the red and the blue close together are blocking Suwannawat's path to the red over the pocket. Well, the red and the blue were blocking the path, but
1.
Trump pots the red off the side cushion expertly, and although he doesn't get any position on a colour, he can lay a pretty good snooker, mind you, with the pack so close together.
Judd Trump, 1.
This isn't one that should overly intimidate his opponent. Yes, it looked pretty good, but that was a pretty bog-standard escape there from Suwannawat. Didn't really have to worry about the pace of it either. Very important for Judd Trump to come through the match here and have a good run in the tournament, because he's down at 21st at the moment in the Players Tour Championship rankings. In this series of events so far this season hasn't really pulled up any trees. One quarter-final, a couple of last 16s to his credit, so needs to get some significant points on the board, because 32 players, 24 from the European Players Tour Championship and 8 from the Asian equivalent, will qualify for the Grand Finals in March next year, and there's going to be a first prize of £100,000. That's more like it, but the cue ball close to the same side cushion that cost him in frame 4. On 35, Mr. Red from a similar situation.
Sure.
There, Suwannawat got in with a 96 clearance, and the whole match was transformed. Now Trump there potted the black really nicely considering the cueing, but just suffered a kick. Not a directional kick that affected the pot, but it took a lot of the pace out of the cue ball.
9. $16. Judd Trump, 16.
Nowhere near. Red left to the middle pocket. And the way he's played in the previous 2 frames, you have to think Suwannawat here will be fancying his chances of taking this to a decider, totally unexpectedly.
One. 8. Nine.
Applause from an adjoining table did not break Suwannawat's concentration.
Seventeen. Twenty-one. 22.
'Early on in the match, Suwannawat missed a couple of
29.
rather routine blacks off their spots. Oh, and there it was a routine red.
Passakorn Suwannawat, 29.
Bad cueing. You saw his bridge arm move before he hit the white. Just about getting the cue ball back into baulk. Any thicker contact on the last red there might have been expensive for Suwannawat. As it is, nothing left on. But the way the reds are, the way the colours are, he can't afford any mistakes. Has to try and keep Trump at bay. Oh, and Trump did well there to get a wide enough angle to take the cue ball on the inside of the blue back into the safety of baulk, or at least the relative safety. Theoretically, a red is on here. Well, I can tell you this is the last first round match to be completed in the tournament. Now, how about this for a bit of news? Chris Keoghan, the amateur, has come back from 3-1 down to beat Martin Gould, the well-known, well, certainly over the last couple of years, fixture in the top 16. Keoghan has won that match 4-3. He now plays Tom Ford. Oh, and what a slice of fortune for Trump there. Took the risk, missed the red by some way, and to get a snooker in behind the green. Wow. That is so timely for him. So cruel for Suwannawat.
Calling this Judd Trump 4.
Well, contact will be made this time. But what kind of contact? Well, it could have been worse. He has left a red to middle. But that means it's hampered queuing for Trump. Very hampered. Well, playing safe was definitely the right option there, but not the most penetrating safety shot. Well, Suwannawat fortunate, but that really is only the equaliser when you consider that Trump missed a red to that same top corner pocket and fluke snookered Suwannawat in behind the green a little earlier. He was just looking to see whether the red will pass the red just to the right of the blue into this top right hand pocket. If it does, it's only a very narrow gap. Now that transforms the frame. Purposely went into red and blue. It solves two problems, that. One, the awkward red, and it puts another high value colour into the mix. Trump's previous shot was one he would never have contemplated had he been 32 in front, rather than 32 adrift. Well, one good pot here, and Suwannawat could be taking this match against to 3-3. Well, I thought he potted it. Cued it really nicely, obviously, for safety's sake. Sensibly. Screwed the cue ball back into baulk. So close. Now that from Trump might have looked reckless, but I don't think he had a great amount of choice in the matter. And where the cue ball has come to rest, for him, is entirely acceptable. It could have been a whole lot worse than that. Just to reiterate just how quickly a match can change. When Trump led 3-0 and by 35 points to 0 in frame 4, a 4-0 whitewash looked almost inevitable. Before that potentially costly double kiss from Suwannawat, 3-3 was looking the most likely scenario.
1.
So can Trump avoid the tension of a deciding frame finish? Well, he didn't want to make contact with the red there. Did the right thing to pot the blue, freeing up another pocket. And at least he's got an alternative red to the middle.
Seven. Twelve. Thirteen.
Well, not for the first time in the match. Trump encountering another very explosive bounce off a side cushion there. Wanted to be on the blue, but on the opposite side of it positionally. And now, this kind of pot from mid-range, with so much on the line, even for him, not easy. Made to look so, though. And I think Trump's been unfortunate there. The other red could have come out into mid-table quite easily. As it is, it's run a little awkwardly. Well, at least Trump's back in the frame, trailing by just 7 now. And here has the ability to lay a really good safety. A wall of balls across the middle of the table helping him.
The trump 25.
And using them. Can Suwannawat squeeze the cue ball between blue and black for the red directly? The answer is no. And that could, well, in fairness, it should be his last shot of the tournament. I can't believe it. I think he suffered a kick, but even so, it wasn't the best cued shot he'd ever played. Yeah, you saw the red jump in the air. And the second prize for Trump, a flute snooker. You know, they say the balls don't forgive. When you miss a chance like that, you have to wonder whether Trump will get another in this frame. When the cue ball came off the last cushion it made contact with, Trump jumped in the air. He was a little concerned it was going to hit the pink full ball. It didn't, it just glanced off the pink, and Suwannawat finds himself in another snooker. And now another golden opportunity for the world number 2.
One.
I don't think Trump can quite believe the springiness of these cushions, and to be honest, I have sympathy with him. The bounce is definitely inconsistent, and now this pot on green, a lot more pressure filled than it should have been. Well done and well held, but is he straight on the yellow?
4. Six.
You've got to think it's all about the green.
Nine.
Nicely done. Trump 2 points ahead. He needs brown, blue and pink.
Thirteen. $18.
Just lost the cue ball a tad there. The pink shouldn't pose any problems though.
24.
And it doesn't. And so Judd Trump had quite a workout there. One we didn't expect he would have. When he led 3-0 in by 35 points to 0 in frame 4, it looked as though he was going to start the defence of this Antwerp Open title with a whitewash. As it was though, Passakorn Suwannawat contributed to the entertainment with breaks of 96 and then 117. In the end though, Trump coming through by 4 frames to 2, and he now plays his flatmate and good mate Jack Lazowski in round number 2. Next up here on LiveWorldSnooker.tv on the main table, it's going to be Luca Bressel from right here in Belgium up against last year's Australian Open champion Stuart Bingham. And so action will resume here on LiveWorldSnooker.tv in around 10-15 minutes time. Just before I go, let me give you the very latest score.